So you can choose your, if you've got a broker, Compagine Marquee is very cheap and very cute. But the serious point is, some of the mistakes we make are around, we design environments badly. The complex derivatives we did with the banks and NHS. I don't know how to go through my local NHS because it's so complex. There's so many doors. How would my patient know? So, of course, we get lost. But some of the mistakes we can see for the last 60 years that we've been doing on the NHS are probably hardwired. We make the same mistakes over and over again. And in the transition, we're making the same mistakes. So specific cultural context and path dependency. If you look at what's happening to Obama today, I don't know what's happened to him yet, but on the health service, people are very, very upset that he's changing their pathway. And in Germany, they were very upset they were changing from name drugs to generic drugs. So anything that changes, people are used to it for years. We have great brand loyalty to the NHS. If you start dismantling it as people are saying, just break it up and people will be fine. No, people won't be fine because it is part of our institution. We have to do something much more clever with it. And we are dependent in the cultural context and the path dependencies. So, but we do have to do some disruptive innovation because unless we break some well-known pillars, we're not going to create. Because we've always done, if you can see the bottom one, we've always done some patching up of the NHS. And we have to be more resourceful. So that means some of the things that are partial and fragmented and we've just got used to them, they just built up and we let them go on because we're getting money anyway, we have to get rid of them. And we will have to take some risks because we're always absolutely clear we should have done 2020 vision in the hindsight, but foresight, that means we have to be. But the bit that, as David said, is the most important, this transition. The bits that are many issues that are troubling us, and me, is how big should the consortium be? What's the risk? What's the management allowance will I get? Who do I employ? Who are my best managers? How many do I can I have? The governance issues, the assurance issues. What pace should we go at? Should we do it now or should we wait? What are the risks? Our GPs, do they have the capacity, capability, and interest in doing this? Are there enough people, enough of us? What about the other clinicians? Our partnerships with third sector, what do we do? AWPs. And GP consultants are seen as lone rebels. The fragmentation is a huge one for us. Cash, because GPs, community services by and large are on block contracts and hospitals are on pay-per-view. So, hey, there's a discrepancy there. Insurance and service risk. Larry Kazuli, I can't remember his surname, the professor from America, he was talking about, has any clinician managed insurance risk in the world? And mainly from America, because the world, in America, world means America. And so they do World Series in the US. In the US, nobody has managed, clinicians have not managed insurance risk. They've managed service risk. They've got rid of a whole lot of waste by managing the service properly. But after 2 years in California, they had to give up because they'd taken away the fat, but it was provider-led. That was the difference. And at the moment, what we're saying is, can GPs take insurance risk? The make or buy decisions that we accountable, who's going to be accountable officer, but the transition behaviors are a big one for us, which can be pretty horrible. The commissioning service units that are coming up are can drain away our risk. No, drain away the best resource we have to manage the risk, which is in hospital. So all our contracting people are going, sorry, I'm being distracted by this clock, which is saying 27 seconds, and I haven't finished. The joint commissioning unit taking away children and maternity and is an issue for us. What would monitor National Commissioning Board, the Cooperation and Competition Panel do? Will they drive out localism by being too hard on us? We have to be careful. We have to manage those. Whatever David said, it's going to be about local flexibility and innovation. These three guys can and then wreck it for us. So what the GP functions, what will be delivered from us? I'm not going to go through these because it says 0 on my clock. And I'm just going to spend a little bit of time on the complex adaptive system. What we have to create is a complex adaptive system for the NHS. The consumer versus professional. how do they work together? The pushy participative patients, how are they going to work with me to say, hey, doc, that's what I need? Not what you tell me what I need, but this is what I really need. And the fixed and the ambulatory, do we go with the fixed structures, or do we create really ambulatory care, which is good? The new commissioner, is it about customer care? Can we simplify the pipeline of services? Because it is really complex at the moment. It just goes around too many bends and drives everybody around the bend. New deals with suppliers. What do we do with these guys? Do we let them carry their own risk, or do we go and jump in every time they fall over? The choice architecture, because if we give everybody absolute choice, what we do is go back to what we already know. Think about it when I buy my underwear from Marks and Spencer's. There's so many shops, I just go to Marks and Spencer's. But what is called paternalistic liberatism it seems an oxymoron, but what it does is, as parents, we say, give our children choice, but we say, these are the good choice. Within this, you make the good choice. So you give them a nudge, and there's a book called Nudge, which is very useful, and there's Nudge, very useful to look at. Yeah, I'm done. Evidence-based management, okay. The next steps, the real big risk for us is, how do we manage, do we share risk, how do we stratify risk and risk share with our neighboring consortia? The rest we will do, but because there is a size of consortia from 40,000 to 800,000, where does that fit? But in the end, I'm almost there. If this guy, this Gandhi, I'm from India, so I've brought up in his time. If this guy in those clothes with that dress can stand up in front of so many thousand women, with that posture, he's got courage. But he was also very wise. And I think we will need a whole lot of courage and wisdom in the next few months, years, to go past this. But we can do it better together. Thank you.